Ubisoft are back to their sci-fi warfare ways with Ghost Recon Breakpoint, another huge open world that blends survival elements with a fictional futuristic setting. But with some major changes to core progression and a microtransaction system that has fans up in high-tech arms, could this next game in the Ghost Recon series be the one that breakpoints our hearts? As a massive fan of the previous game in the series, Wildlands, I went into Breakpoint with very high expectations. Early trailers promised another huge map littered with outposts, side quests, and story missions full of grouchy, nondescript military characters with forgettable call signs and generic dialogue.
Johnson, Weaver, they were good men. What is Walker after?
Although at least this time there would be a memorable face in actor Jon Bernthal, who, now I think about it, is perfect casting for a grouchy, nondescript military character. However, since its launch, reactions to the game have been heaped with criticism, to say the least. In fact, the game has been all but slammed by reviewers and fans for not being even close to the lofty expectations set by those weavers of dreams at the Ubisoft marketing department. These criticisms have ranged from underwhelming world design, wonky bugs, uninspired mission structure, and an overall lack of polish. To which my initial reaction was, meh, it wouldn't be the first time for a Ubisoft open world game. I mean, Unity, anyone? So I forged ahead with my generic gruff old man Goose Ghost to see what all the fuss was about. And after about 10 or so hours initially with the game, I found myself in the awkward position of agreeing with almost all of these issues, but I'm also still having a lot of fun with the game. Most of this enjoyment is thanks to the emphasis on cooperative play, which to be honest can help even the shoddiest of games if you're in good company. Finding the fun as you and your mates scout heavily guarded complexes, provide overwatch or go in guns blazing. It's a satisfying formula even the 100th time, and Breakpoint provides it in spades. Combine that with its tech-focused foes that include buzzing drones, behemoth tanks, and special ops wolves that periodically patrol the utopian island paradise gone wrong, then I can confidently say I've been having a good time with this shooter sandbox. However, a criticism I found a bit harder to tune at is the new gear score mechanic, which slightly derails the game from a military sim into a classic shoot and loot along the lines of something like Destiny. Every item of gear, including weapons, now have a level number that when equipped increases your overall gear level. Higher gear includes certain perks, and old gear can then be scrapped and combined with blueprints. These drops look to scale with your level, meaning you'll be constantly switching out your kit for shiny new gloves or boots or whatever, and it is frustrating, but undeniably it's rewarding as you slowly rise in level. Where the system falls flat is that it doesn't feel like it really affects your playstyle. I mean, a headshot from a level 1 rifle will still drop an unsuspecting guard, unless they're wearing a helmet, and damage resistance feels totally negligible, revealing the gear score system to be more interested in just keeping you grinding for rare drops and locking you out of the late game raid. Personally, it's a change that's not a total deal breaker, but it does feel strange to replicate a system that feels far more at home in the Division than in a series that has more hardcore sim roots. The issue that has created the most noise online is a contentious microtransaction system, which includes the ability to pay real money to purchase weapons, vehicles, and up until recently, skill points, which serve as one of the main forms of progression in the game. Now, I'm not going to waste time pointing out the obvious. This is shit. In my opinion, it's an unhealthy step in the direction of breaking down what it is we enjoy in games, before then cherry-picking them out and dangling them in front of us with a price tag. Sure, there's an argument that almost all of these unlocks are available without the need to purchase them, but come on, Ubisoft knows exactly what they're doing. Just looking at the way the game is being sold with multiple editions at varying price points drives home how much Breakpoint wants to break your bank account. I think we can all agree that it's a sad trend that's proven that it won't go away anytime soon. Personally, I'm just exhausted having to finger point at the publishers each time this happens in a game that I like. Still, at least I can take some solace in the fact that the internet will always be there with pitchforks at the ready.
Pitchforks! Can't be an angry mob without pitchforks!
Which I guess kind of lets me off the hook to just enjoy what it is that I like about the game. So in the meantime, I am going to continue playing the game, and I'm going to continue grinding levels with my big boss Goose, creating all manner of chaos on the island. Doing my best to ignore the gross microtransactions, the totally obnoxious user interface, and the hilariously buggy AI super soldiers.
Shh! We're hiding. Be quiet, everyone. Including me. Shh! Who's making that noise? Oh, it's me again.
Because this is by no means the giant leap forward the series promised. Instead, it's more of a clumsy tumble down a hill through some mud before landing flat on its face. It's a bit of messy fun, sure, but ultimately it does leave the series bruised and battered.